Hello and welcome to Movie Park Germany, the first time I've been to this park and the first of my trip for Euro 2024. It was a last minute decision to come here as I was originally going to go to Toverland, but it made more sense to come here for my itinerary. And I've never been here before, and Toverland was going to be crazy. There's a lot of credits in here to get, and it's a pretty busy day as you can tell, so we got a little under 4 hours to get it all in. Hopefully we can. On-ride POVs coming up, the whole shebang. Let's go into Movie Park Germany for the first time here on More Bumps Ahead, and I'll give you my thoughts on the park. We've actually come to Area 51 as our first attraction. This ride is actually one of the reasons I wanted to come to this park, so no better ride to start us off. A nice flume. Well, it's more like a giant wave, but a uniquely themed one, and I'm very excited to try out. Well, that was a great way to start my day, except for a lack of on-ride POV, which I'm going to go and talk to the park ops about, because I've definitely seen it before, and didn't get too wet. Very unique ride. It's definitely dated a couple of years. The tech in there is probably from the mid-90s, I would say. It definitely feels like it was like a former Mayan-themed log flume or giant wave with turntables, but the theming is spectacular for what it is. All those alien creatures, a disappearing flying saucer that was actually really cool effect, actually. Just before you go into a chamber where there's like a flood of water coming from both sides, kind of like a Universal Studios kind of feel. Yeah, that ride had a little bit of everything. Maybe not quite on the top end as far as quality of the theming, but overall vision, it was excellent. Definitely enjoyed Area 51. So there's no on-ride filming unless you have prior approval from the park, but as I said, this is a last-minute decision, so Curse of Chupacabra. It's like kind of an attraction I'd probably want to get on. It's not open. There's a couple things to say. Mainly, it is the Halloween event. I decided to come here last minute because I wasn't sure whether or not I would want to come to this park during the Halloween nights, because I hear it's quite crazy. I'm not here during that, so it's actually quite fine in here.
Aber könnt ihr euch das vorstellen? Er dreht heute nicht nur einen, nicht zwei, sondern 3 Filme zugleich. Einer davon ist ein turbulenter Katastrophenfilm, dessen Special Effects seinesgleichen suchen.
Finished the Movie Park Germany studio tour. That was actually a really good ride. I heard good things, and just a couple of unique elements to it. A nice couple of 2 really snappy launches. I like that sort of weird effect that it took with the train right out of the station, where it kind of like braked and then started again and stopped again. Reminded me of The Walking Dead, the ride. Not sure if it's the same manufacturer. Probably should look that up, but we've got 3 hours to get hopefully 7 more credits in, so let's see what we can do. It's not going to be one of those picturesque vlogs like I normally do, because I just want to get them all in. But for that one, excellent ride. Let's carry on. It is a little bit busy in the park today with an average wait of about a half an hour, but it is Germany, and they do not mess around with their wait times. It was bang on for the studio tour, so we're going to go down to the other side of the park for the other main coasters that I want to get in before heading back into the section that we were just in with Dora, the Explorer, to capture some of those credits hopefully at the end, including a unique walk-through attraction, what it looks like on that side too. Wait times posted, and Operation Enterprise is only on a 10-minute wait, so we're going to go over there right now. I forgot that they have an SLC here, so they'll be low on the priority. Corporation Enterprise. Got a ride second from the back. 20-minute wait, not too bad. I'm a bit of a Trekkie, so I was looking forward to that, and it didn't really disappoint as I heard some things about this Mac launch coaster that it wasn't the greatest, but I enjoyed that reverse twisting spike. That was a unique element. Also the Heartline roll going straight into that tunnel, like diving into the tunnel and then the turn out was very impressive. Lots of forces towards the end of the ride too, which I was surprised about. It's worth another ride, so hopefully I'll get one in, but for now, we're off to Bandit. Now, we've found Bandit. We're gonna hustle at this 10-minute wait because Area 51, I was feeling bad about the fact that I had done that ride first, and it's now actually on like a 30-minute wait, so I made the right call. Okay, just finished a ride on Bandit. That is my first ever Roller Coaster Corporation of America wood coaster. I just realized of the 4 that are left in the world, so I'm glad I got on it. At the start of that, I was like, oh, what are we in for? It's a Cyclone clone, and it's certainly loud, very obscure looking train and kind of like intimidating and very industrial. But the second half of the course, there was some sustained floater on some of the elements there and some of the airtime hills, so I'm surprised because I was expecting it to be pretty rough. It actually wasn't rough, got no head rattle, pretty decent. Was on a non-wheel seat in the back, but I was fairly satisfied with that ride. It wasn't too fast throughout the course, however, so yeah, kind of a little bit left, you know, you're left with some time to ponder things between the elements on that ride for sure. Not too much rattle. In fact, I've done almost all the major rides now and I don't have too much head rattle, which is nice, to say the least. My hair might be a little bit out of whack, but so refreshing being in a very thoughtful park, or at least the patrons here, because actually I managed to get on that ride pretty fast, about 15 minutes, because some of the queues, they're just like trying to make sure that they're on the same train, so they're like, hey you, do you want to get on? And I'm like, absolutely. So now we're off to the other side of the park, get the kitty credits, we might get everything done today. Fingers crossed. Really impressed with this western area, to be honest. It's very authentic. We will have to come back maybe one day for the Halloween event, despite the fact that it's not got the greatest decor around the facility. I've heard great things about their houses, so I'm certainly intrigued. It is a upcharge attraction, and it's not cheap. Somewhere in the range of like $100 to do them all. We're headed back to the other side. This is a park of two halves, just so you know. And we're headed back to the side that we were in originally. it's all just one big studio, right? So really no themed areas other than the western side on that side. And on this side, I don't really know what to call it other than steampunky New York studios. We've got a very cool looking hut top spin, however, which we will not have time for, unfortunately. And we'll probably not be here the next time that we come. Not with a speed like that. Van Helsing's factory is going to be the last ride that I come to, because I'm going to come here just before the queue closes. It has died down a bit here. I think that a lot of families, because we're about an hour and a half to close, they're just kind of filing out because the park was open since 10. I do wish I was here at 10 because then I could have done a comprehensive tour of this park. I'm not so sure on a slow day that you would have needed that much time, but to get all the credits in, fingers crossed, we'll see. I'll give an update on that at the end. But it doesn't take too much time to go from one end of the park to the other, that's for sure. Jimmy Neutron's Atomic Flyer is our next coaster. It is a suspended coaster and another model I've never been on before, so it takes priority of these kids' credits, that's for sure. Okay, all done with the Neutron. And yes, that cloud has kind of been hovering above this place the entire time. It's provided some great atmosphere and shots, but yeah, it was a decent ride. A lot of force on that particular suspended coaster. I don't know, like it really took that drop with some speed and got you a little bit of a stomach effect on there. So it's probably one of the better ones of those that I've done. Probably comparable to Dragonfly at Dollywood, but I'd say that Dragonfly is a little bit superior. I do love the look of the Wild Mouse, which might be the one thing that I don't get on today. The moon beam, moon unit, the moon chase, whatever coaster you want to call it, done. But that was a crazy wait, half an hour. These kids credits sometimes, in order to get them, you got to go through some struggles because, yeah, people sometimes aren't organized, they're arguing, they don't know what seat they want, blah, 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 height checks, etc. Half hour wait. It's out of the way. Looks like I'm going to miss one credit because of that, which is the Wild Mouse. I got to get to Helsing in time for its closure, which is in 4 minutes. So we're off. Moon coaster was all right. We're here. I think we're gonna get it. Let's hope. Oh, I'll beg to get inside if I don't get in. Let's not kid ourselves. Helsing's factory. The Gerstaller bobsleigh coaster. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I'd heard good things. The theming was phenomenal. Great animatronic, werewolf animatronic on that second lift hill. If you've done it before, you know what I'm talking about. Just like so much going on as far as every scene in that particular number was concerned that, I was really blown away, and it definitely lived up to expectations. But that one section in the middle in the dark where you just take that high speed sort of like S-bend without any braking whatsoever at ground level, that is the most intense of any type of Wild Mouse bobsleigh experience I've ever had. That was crazy. That was definitely amazing. So if you're ever going to be at this park, you can't miss this ride. It's definitely an unassuming one. You wouldn't think. It's excellent. That is it from Movie Park Germany, my first visit. I was a little worried when I got here, I will admit. Not when I got here, but when I got in the park, I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to get all 8 credits. I can't complain with getting 7 of the 8 and missing a Wild Mouse. Like, I've been on many of those, so it's fine, but it was very uniquely themed, so I certainly hope that I come back here, say in the Halloween season again, maybe, and actually experience the Wild Mouse, and then finally the Halloween event too. I was always worried about coming to this park because the Halloween event is so popular that I thought if you're going to come here just to get the credits, then you probably should do that on a separate trip, which I've done today, and then the next time that I come here, I will go and enjoy the Halloween event, which is pretty pricey, as I mentioned, and much like I believe the Wallaby Holland event, which I had some issues with. So, maybe in a more intrepid time, I'll come back here and do another haunt, and I'll do this one, which is one of the highest rated ones, or so I've heard, but we're not doing that today. So, anyhow, a very interesting collection of credits here, mainly family focused. Van Helsing was probably the standout without question. Enterprise also was really good, but Van Helsing, just overall with the theming and everything, was great. Area 51 also managed to get on that, and that was excellent too. And when it comes to the theming here, it's not the most universal level, so it's not quality in that level, but it's certainly done passionately, and you got to give them high marks for that. Also enjoyed Bandit, obviously enough, or it wasn't really that bad compared to what I've been led to believe. And of course the studio tour, which I did at the beginning, which was also excellent. So this is a great park. If you happen to be in the area, there's a lot of parks around here. Like I said, Toverland I originally was planning to go to, but I decided to come here instead, and I'm glad I did. And that's Movie Park Germany for you. I'm off to the middle of Germany now, to a town I've never heard of before until I booked the hotel. But tomorrow it's Freizeit Park Plan, my first Freizeit park, so I'm very excited for that, and that'll be the next vlog on the channel. But for now, it's more bumps ahead. Movie Park Germany. Thanks for joining.